Hi there. Welcome to the Rome Floyd Chamber Small Business Spotlight. We are broadcasting from the Hardy Realty Studios, and we work in cooperation with the Rome News Tribune. I'm Roger Manus with Rome Business Radio.
And I'm Thomas Kislett with the Rome Floyd Chamber.
Hi, Thomas.
Hey, good morning. How's it going?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, good, good.
How are things at the Chamber?
Dandy.
Always.
Yeah, it's chamber weather.
You're like the perfect optimistic spokesperson, just always spreading the cheer.
Here's my question. Ambition is a dream with a V8 engine.
That's Elvis Aaron Presley said that.
There you go. Gotta have ambition, right?
Gotta have ambition. Is that sort of a theme today? Or just
Who knows?
Just a theme in business in general. Well, you've invited some great guests here for our cocktail party without the cocktails to celebrate local businesses here in Rome and Floyd County, to let people share their success stories and talk about their businesses. So, Thomas, if you don't mind, would you please introduce our guests?
Absolutely. To my right is Levesque, and he's with Jowers-Sklar Insurance. Across from me is Andy McGuire, and he's with Good Shepherd Funeral Home. And then I have Nathan Green here with us with Southern Tile Company. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, gentlemen. How are we?
Lovely. Very well.
Well, Lucas Levesque, Jowers-Sklar, you guys are an independent insurance agency. So just give me a broad overview. What does an independent agency mean?
Yeah, it means we have access to several different carriers. So for me as a producer, my job is to really buy insurance for businesses. So we'll gather up a bunch of information, shop it out to our various carriers, find the best prices and find the best coverage for what fits your business, and go ahead and get it for you. So I'm not really selling one type of, one carrier. I'm really looking for the best opportunity and to buy quality insurance for the businesses that are out there. So it allows us to shop and hopefully take care of the business and get them the insurance they need.
You called yourself a producer?
Correct. Yeah.
What does that mean in your industry?
Well, it's kind of I guess some call it a risk advisor, which again is for myself to help businesses find and make sure that they have, there's no gaps in their coverage, that any losses for the most part are going to be covered. So risk advisor, and the producer really is just a fancy word, I guess, for sales. All
right. Well, thanks for being here. We will certainly circle back around and find out more. Okay, Nathan Green with Southern Tile Company, tile and flooring.
Yep. It's a full-on retail store right here in town.
Where are you guys located?
We're in the old Hacks building behind Crystal. Been there for ages. Hacks Carpet, he moved over to Riverside, and we bought his building about a year ago and run our store out of it.
So, and how old are you guys?
This company is 2.5 years old.
Okay.
I've been in the flooring business for about 22 years though. So it's with different involvement and with some other companies.
So what do we not know about flooring that everybody should know?
Oh goodness. I don't know. It's time to replace it.
That's a good answer. Okay, Andy McGuire with Good Shepherd Funeral Home. Tell us a little bit about your business, Andy. I think we all have a general idea. But
yes, it's not flooring, of course. But we're a Good Shepherd Funeral Home. We're located in West Rome, 2750 Shorter Avenue. We cater to every clientele. We try to do it at a affordable price. I know a lot of funeral homes that I've dealt with in the past. It's can get kind of expensive, but we try to work with everyone's budget, whatever that may be. But we're just here to serve Floyd County in the surrounding areas, actually.
Yeah, it's a fact of life.
It is.
So do you have advice? Do people plan? Or do not enough people plan? Not
enough. We have dealt with some families that can't just afford, $6,000, $8,000, $10,000.
Yeah.
And that includes, in cemetery costs too, our cost, and then their sticker shock when they have to buy cemetery property. And opening and closing of a grave can run close to $5,000, $6,000 depending on where they go.
Yeah. So, would your advice be most people, when you're planning their estate, go ahead and take care of those details so the family won't be burdened?
Yes. They do what they call a pre-planning. That means I hate to say it, it's, you shop around and I'm going to get the best price. You can do that. Pre-planning basically is just you come into the funeral home, and tell us what you want, and we can design a plan for them at affordable pricing. We are required to use a third party, which would be an insurance company, to do pre-planning. So when they come in, we have that ready set up, the companies that we use, and they can give them, it's based on age, health, and all that. But they'll do affordable pricing. It could run anywhere between $60, $100 a month for that to do that pre-planning. And it depends on how much they want to do. If they, if you got a $6,000 funeral, it'll run a certain amount of price, and it's depending on merchandise too, caskets, vault, and all that.
I mean, what is your background? How did you end up in the funeral home business? You kind of bounced around a little bit.
Nope.
No.
I did a lot of different things. I worked right after high school. I started with my dad in a cabinet shop. He managed that, and I didn't want to do that. And and I had a music background too, so that was what I was really going for. But as a young child, I was desired to do this. And some people will have this as a job. Mine has been more of a ministry to help people. And that's my personality. And it's got me in a lot of trouble helping people, but, and not just in the funeral business, personal too, but, that's just my desire to help people in need. But unfortunately in this part, we have to ask for funding to help with that.
It's a business.
Yeah, it is a business.
But it would seem to me to take a unique personality or passion or drive or calling, if you will, because you're dealing with people during grief. It's a unique skill set, unlike just being a businessman who opens a convenience store.
You've got to have compassion.
Yeah.
If without the compassion, it doesn't work.
Yeah. What is your background, Lucas?
So actually, ironically, I spent 17, almost 18 years in the sport of soccer. So I coached collegiately for 14 years and moved here to Rome. I ran the YMCA Arsenal Rome Soccer Club for about 4 years, and just my kids are getting older, and nights and weekends just kind of got old, and I think it was time to shift gears a little bit. And I had a couple good friends that were in the insurance industry, and got a chance to kind of during COVID, everything got shut down. I got my insurance license and just kind of took off from there. I got very fortunate to get hooked up with a first-class company in Jowers-Sklar, and they've been able to kind of show me the ropes. Still a lot to process, but I feel like I'm finally at the spot where I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing, and hopefully, things continue to progress. So
you'd be more comfortable there the first year, probably talking about soccer to people.
Yes.
I want to just touch on that, to digress a little bit. What is your soccer background? Where did you play? Where did you coach? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I'm originally from northern Maine. So I went away to college. I grew up in a little town called Fort Kent, Maine. I went away to college and then graduated and kind of fell into a coaching job back in my hometown at a small university. And we were able to kind of build it into a pretty good power for men's and women's soccer in the Northeast. And then just kind of, there's no easy way to get out of the state of Maine. It's about a 6-hour drive, and we're on the northern tip. So there's just a lot of traveling. And
you're almost Canadian.
Well, I mean, we could, where I grew up and where my house was, when we would walk, it's less than half a mile to the Canadian border. So as teenagers, that kind of got us into trouble a little bit, but as an adult, it was kind of cool to, be able to take my kids into a country that, in a 3-minute walk, you have people talking a whole different language, dressing different, the houses are different, the food's different. So it was pretty cool to have that Canadian culture and, being able to share that with my kids. And now we're Southerners. So, my kids talking with a drawl and, picking up some things, so that the French accent is now officially gone for my kids.
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth's not on the cash down here.
Yeah, there's no loonies and toonies.
You can walk to Alabama now.
It's pretty close. I mean, that's
Oh, well, that's funny. I didn't mean to digress like that, but because the other thing that had crossed my mind when you were talking originally about your role is you were focusing on business insurance, but you guys do everything. There's personal insurance. You do houses and boats and cars and all that too, right?
Yeah. So we have several. I think we have 12 total that work full time in the office, and so we have a couple that are designated just for home and auto and personal lines accounts, and we have three producers that handle the business side of things, and we're in 23 states, and we have a really good footprint here in the Southeast. So it's nice to have a lot of local business, but also be able to expand. And we're very much a niche base. We have a lot of childcare. We have a lot of rental companies and restaurants as well. So those are kind of the three big niches. But again, we do everything from contractors to flooring, insuring funeral homes. So getting a little drop here of some business. But
so will some business cards be exchanged at the end of the podcast today?
Yeah, I might hand out a few. Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Since you've only been there a couple of years, you may not know the history. Perhaps you do, but the firm was started by Dewey Jowers years ago, and I grew up for 2 or 3 years across the street from the Jowers family, knew his kids. Facebook friends with Lauren, who I guess is married to Sklar of Jowers-Sklar. So how did you, do you know anything about the growth? Did Mr. Jowers just start this on his own? And,
yeah, I think obviously he ran it for a while, and then Mark got on board and really started kind of getting more and more into the commercial side of things, and really grew the childcare and the restaurant piece of it. And then we got another gentleman, Emmett Long, who's been there for I think about 10 years now. And those two, again, I'm extremely fortunate to have two really good mentors who know the business inside and out. And it really is a customer first business, and they do, like I said, when I talked to a couple different companies as I was looking for where I wanted to land, and I was just blown away with just the how everything is handled, how the processes are, and obviously having two really good, intelligent people who do it the right way. I was blessed to have those mentors to show me the way, I guess.
And when you say childcare, you're talking about childcare agencies that.
Correct. Yeah. So, we got a pretty large group in Texas. There's an organization called Kids for Kids, and there's another one. I think Primrose is another type of organization that are out there. I'm drawing a blank on the exact word, but so we write a lot of them and have a good percentage of it. And, businesses too. We do a lot of fast foods. I know we had a big McDonald's account,
wow,
and different things like that. So we are pretty diverse, but again, from a home and auto to commercial lines, everything like that, we pretty much can, get you some competitive pricing in just about all industries.
Okay, Nathan, you mentioned that you'd been in the flooring business for a couple of decades.
Yeah, about 20 years, 22 now.
So if somebody needs new flooring, take us through the process. Do they typically come in knowing what they want?
No.
They don't.
Occasionally it happens, but we deal with general contractors, new construction. There's just the, remodels are one thing, but, someone building a new house out in Model or in Armurchie. We have a pretty big network of builders we've dealt with for, some of them 20 years. So they'll send their customers in, and we'll help them from the, the LVP click lock flooring that's so popular, and all the way up to like our specialties tile.
So is that just flooring tile or like bathrooms?
A lot of bathrooms.
Yeah,
a lot of bathrooms. Those are probably the big points now where you put tile showers and all that stuff. So it's just there's a little bit of all of it.
I'm curious. During the pandemic, did your business go up because people suddenly thought I'm big home time. And I want
without a doubt. It was weird. We when the pandemic first hit, we tried to be everything responsible. Shortened our hours. There for a couple of months, we were even closing at like 2:00 every day, where we're normally here till 5. Just trying to do, just do our part, I guess. And, it didn't change the business at all. They just came earlier. So, but yeah, people sat at home and found projects and just, picked it apart. And the housing market boomed it's still booming.
Yeah.
So, that our business follows that a lot. And Rome's growing. A lot of smaller builders here in town, which is like more of our specialty. We don't deal with the big national tract builders that build, thousands of houses a year. We'll get the guy that builds 20 or 30 a year, and he'll send us his customers. We'll pick them out from the floor to the walls, help with the design, the whole gig.
Yeah. Do you salivate a little bit? You read here and there about this new home subdivision and this
Sure.
new project.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, obviously, yeah, we do. But I mean, like I said, we don't do as well with some of the huge companies. We're not set up that way. That's a different type of business. Most of those companies want you to do the installs as well. And we don't do anything. We're just a store. We don't push any installation at all. We want the installers to come to us. So we have a huge network of like general contractors, tile men, flooring guys from Alabama to, all over, because they know that, they can come to us and we're not going to compete with them. We don't do any installation. So we just sell the product and we want the people to come to us.
All right. So, but anybody could walk off the street that's just wanting to.
No, we're a full retail store.
Yeah,
And I mean, say you want to do a full bathroom remodel at your house and you didn't even have a contractor.
Yeah.
Come into our store and we'll give you a list of guys that we know locally that do good work and put you on them.
Yeah, or you're living in a house from the 70s and you need to replace the aquamarine tile.
Hey, it's coming back. You might could just keep it. You wait long enough, it comes back in style.
It gets me back to my weekly Elvis mention. Make it look like Graceland.
Yeah.
Hey man, I've put it all together. Ain't no telling. So, but yeah, no, it's just like I said, we're a full store. We're just like a Home Depot, but way more personalized. I mean, you're going to come in, you're going to get one-on-one help. You're going to get, if your wife has a picture off of Pinterest or something, she can come in, show it to us and tell us she wants that. And we'll design it, help her with it. We've got a great team, really good team.
Andy, I would imagine that your team is important to you as well. So take me through the process. Again, we talk about it. It's a fact of life, but say a family member has passed away and we need to go in and make arrangements. Walk us through that process. If we haven't been through it before, what are the decisions that need to be made and things like that?
Well, the first thing that happens to us is a family has a desire to use our funeral home.
Right.
Okay. They'll contact wherever they're at home, hospice, which give a kudos to hospices, is something that falls in our genre. Taking care of people, would not want that in my life.
Right.
But my mother did pass away a few years ago and hospice was great. So I'll give kudos to them. But what they do, they'll choose the funeral home, us, hopefully. And the process is that we'll meet with the family. They'll give us the desires of what they want to do, whether it be burial or cremation. And we have all types of forms of cremation. A lot of people think direct cremation is just you pick up my loved one, they're cremated, and that's it. You can actually have a funeral. You can have a full service funeral where the person is just like a burial. They have a chapel service, church service, or whichever. And instead of going to the cemetery, they go to the crematory. And that's the final disposition for that body. But they come in, they'll sit down. We'll go over, like I said, all of our options. And then we have to do just like anything else in business, you have to do a contract. And that's required by law, the FTC. And it's all itemized. So they're not just getting the sticker shock in the beginning that, oh my God, I've got to pay $8,000, but they know exactly what they're paying for. So it'd have the casket, the services, the vault, the opening and closing, the flowers, everything's on that contract.
So I guess you have to work closely with every church in town, conceivably, yes. and every cemetery.
Yes.
Because depending upon each family,
right.
You're just kind of at this crossroads.
Right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. We have a lot of times we'll have confusions when the family so when mother's got a prearrangement here and everything's taken care of. A lot of times we'll run into that. The family had made arrangements with the cemetery, but not the funeral home. And then that kind of can get, dicey with the family because now they're having to come out of pocket for the funeral home and not the cemetery. But like I said, we work with the family. We walk them through it. They make their selections. We don't. So if a family wants just the minimum casket, that's what's put on the contract. Same way with the vault. It's not something that we're trying to take their money. And it is a business. We have to make a profit to stay in business.
Right.
In past time, years ago, the funeral homes would be, a handshake was all you needed. It's not that way that much anymore. We have to have, most people have insurance.
Yeah, I was going to say this is a show. No offense to the tile guy, but this is a show where we have to plan for the worst.
Right. And it's like anything. You have car insurance, you need life insurance because it can get very expensive if you don't have that. And I don't know a lot of people that have $10,000 or $15,000, $20,000 sitting in an account they can just blow. Yeah. So, but like I said, budget for that. I would say future budget, because now here's the thing a lot of people don't know. If a family comes in and makes a prearrangement, okay, and let's say the total charges of the services are $5,000, okay, that person dies 20 years from now. Now the services are $10,000. That prearrangement is guaranteed for that $5,000.
Okay.
The only thing that's not guaranteed is what they call cash advances. And that would be opening, closing of a grave, taxes, death certificates, anything that changes on that.
Right.
Yeah. But the funeral services, the casket, I don't care if the casket now costs me $4,000 at today's prices and they only paid $2,000 price. It's guaranteed.
Wow. So it's in the people that are really into planning. Right. Could take care of everything for themselves and take that burden off their family.
Yes.
Wow. That's interesting. Let's go back around. Another thing I like to ask is, how do you guys get the word out about your business? How do you market yourselves? Other than, appearing on this widely listened to podcast. Social media, newspaper, radio, what do you do? Word of mouth? Lucas?
Yeah, I think insurance is definitely a word of mouth business, and you take care of your clients and you serve them well, and they know you have their best intentions, so they'll kind of spread the word to other business owners. We do have a radio ad. We do some social media, not a ton, but again, a lot of it is just getting out in the community, being involved, popping in from time to time and just checking in with business owners to let them know that hey, when your renewal date is up, we'd love to quote it, see what we can do to help. Take a look at your current policy, make sure what you currently have is sufficient for, protecting your assets. And, again, I think a lot of handshakes, a lot of just word of mouth and recommendations on the insurance side.
Nathan, what about you guys?
Word of mouth. It's the best, hands down. But, we do a lot on social media as well. Specials, sales, finished pictures are big in our world. Like, people like to see stuff that's finished and designed and done. So I'll post a bunch of stuff online, finished pictures, but word of mouth is a big thing, but we do have a pretty decent social media following. That's always been our best, bang for the buck as far as advertising, even paying to promote it on social media always has been, in the last probably 5 or 6 years, our best source of advertising.
Before and after pictures, I imagine would be fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. It's hard to get it, but when you get it, people see they ooh and ah over stuff like that. So they'll come in and we'll promote it on Facebook. That's a big thing for us. But word of mouth, general contractors and builders locally, getting in, just becoming, basically being friends with them and having a good working relationship, treating them fair, and they send their people to us and we do the same, and it works great.
And Andy, what about you guys at Good Shepherd? How do you market yourselves? And I know it was initially the Parnick Jennings name's been attached. So does that help?
It does. The Jennings, like I said, have been here in Rome since the 1930s. I think 32 is when they started. And ours has been built on relationships with families.
There we go.
And just relationship. And word of mouth, that we do have people who don't even know we exist. And hospice or a family member and say, well, try this company here. They've helped people in the past. And like I said, we're known for helping people as far as their budget. But word of mouth.
That's key.
It is key because it is, like I said, unless you have a prearrangement or you got life insurance, then that's when reality really hits.
Yeah, because last thing people want to be having to deal with is like you called it, sticker shock.
Yes.
And the one thing I'm taking away from you is pre-planning.
Pre-planning. That's the key.
Thomas, you normally come up with a theme for our guests. Do you have one this week?
No, I mean, those are all businesses that are, super important and things that you don't really think about on a daily basis, but, we all need insurance and we need funeral services. We need Thailand. You got to stand on the floor, right? I mean, right. There's no way around that. But, a key opponent, I mean, everybody said, relationships are important. And that's why we're sitting here at this table all together is, the membership with the local chamber is a huge benefit. I know Lucas just joined our ambassador team, which is, our volunteers helping with ribbon cuttings. And we have over 1,000 members, businesses, organizations, excluding their staff. That's just the membership. So including their staff, everybody has their own little personal network. So multiply that times 1,000, and then word of mouth. So it's a multiplier that, you can't buy with, traditional other marketing channels. Yes, a little bit Facebook here and there, social media, but it's about those personal relationships. And that's why we're doing these podcasts. That's why we're doing these chamber events. And, we have events in the morning, at lunchtime, evening. There's, a time slot for everybody. And, so even personally, I took advantage of that. So it's about building those relationships and, thinking about services that, you necessarily don't really think about, and it's important. And, trying new avenues, thinking outside the box. And that's something also, I don't know if you have time just to think about, how new generations think about these things. Now we are, you guys probably have to deal with a lot of baby boomers, Gen Xers. They probably take a little different than, the silent generation. Right. The same, with the tiling industry, even with insurance, there's always, something new, and you all are probably involved in associations and, go to convention, you go to Vegas next week, and, what are the trends? If you just can summarize something in your field, that would be awesome. If I get like a little insight of that.
I've never thought about the generational differences of how they might approach funeral planning or buying insurance. Are you going to Vegas next week?
Yeah, there's a conference out there, so I got my arm twisted, and but it'll be a very good professional development for me, just to kind of learn some of the other tricks of the trade, and just I think. This is an industry where you could work 10 years in it and still learn something new every day. So, any chance I get a chance to learn and improve my craft, it's going to be a good opportunity. It just so happens it's in Vegas. So that's not going to hurt anything.
Good luck at the blackjack tables.
Yeah, thank you.
And Viva Las Vegas, as the king would say. Okay, contact information. Let's kind of go around the room here one last time. And if you want to give out your website, phone number, social media, whatever it is you want to do to have people connect, street address for retail. Lucas, we'll start with you.
Yeah, so you can visit us online. Our website is very much up to date, and that's Jowers-Sklar.com. You can call me directly. My office number is 706-661-0787. And again, for me, I just want to get the opportunity to quote. We're not a high pressure insurance company by any stretch of the imagination, so. I'm going to be pretty honest with you, and if this is if this package is better than what you currently have, let's do it. If it's not, then hey, all worst case scenario, you just spent 10, 15 minutes of your time and it didn't work out. So, I think that's the key, is just understanding that it doesn't cost anything to get a quote. Come on by anytime, either pop in the office, give me a call, and I'll do everything I can to help and give you an honest assessment of kind of where you're at from an insurance standpoint.
That's why you're successful, Lucas. You're not pushy. You're laid back. Just I'll quote you. If we can do business, great. Okay, Nathan, contact information, website, street address.
Currently no website. Facebook, Instagram, Southern Tile Company. We're here right here in Rome. Address is 3 South Division Street. It's kind of a hard entrance to get into, but the easiest way. We're right behind Crystal.
The West Rome Crystal.
West Rome Crystal. We're right behind there. 8 to 5 through the week, 10 to 3 on Saturday. So no appointment, no anything. Just walk in. Huge. We've got a bunch of displays, lots of design ideas. That's it. I mean, that's what we do. We're just and we'll help you more than probably anywhere you can go. I mean, you're going to get a lot of one-on-one full service, not just, let you look around. I mean, you show us what you want. We'll help you figure it out. We'll try to get you the best price we can. We've got a lot of great connections from being in the business for a long time. A lot of great product. So
beautiful.
Pretty much that's it.
All righty. Andy, Good Shepherd Funeral Home.
Where we're located in West Rome, 2750 Shorter Avenue. Also, our website is goodshepherdfh.net. Our phone number is 706-234-9622. And I would just tell people to come out, look at the building. We actually are in the process of revamping the building. We're in the process of hopefully in the next year or so adding on to the building. But we're doing interior right now. Miss Margaret is still highly involved with us, Margaret Jennings. She just turned 93 weeks ago.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. So, but yeah, come on out and look at maybe pre-planning with us. And that is the key factor. I mean, some people won't be able to because something happens quickly on someone, but we're there to help them with that also. But I'd like to give a shout out to my guys, Bobby Don Rogers, Cameron O'Neill, Pam Eves, and Cameron O'Neill. They do a really good job with us.
Bobby Don, that's a good Southern name.
It is. Well, a lot of people call him Bobby Don or Bobby Hugh Don. He's got all kinds of names.
All right, Thomas, final thoughts as we wrap things up here?
And Jennifer.
Jennifer Strickland.
Yeah. Yes,
she will shoot me now for sure.
Shout out to our audience today. So that doesn't happen every day. So who do we have here today? You want to just shout them in?
I'm
Cameron O'Neill. Yeah.
Basil Wilson.
Basil works here at Manco Logistics, which is our host facility here inside the Hardy Realty studio. He was just observing today. So they're our studio audience.
I may have left out someone, Herman Stamey.
Oh, you're looking over to Cameron to figure out who you left out?
Oh, my brain.
Anyway, Thomas, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Great group of folks today again. Great chatting with all of you, all gentlemen. It doesn't happen a lot, It's last week we had all guys. That was fun too. Just come to the chamber events. Lucas is an ambassador now. If you're interested, we have a meeting for ambassadors, volunteers next Friday. So look into some chamber events. Read those newsletters. They always come out on Monday around lunchtime with the latest business info from Rome. And great to have you all.
Beautiful. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate you being here. You've been listening to the Rome Floyd Chamber Small Business Spotlight. We broadcast from the Hardy Realty Studios, and we work in cooperation with the Rome News Tribune. I'm Roger Manus for Thomas Kislett. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.